I think if someone's going to start a business, they need to know that sector inside out.
One of the things I look for is co-founder or a team. So I'm not a big fan of somebody on their own and doing things on their own. I tell them all the time, if you're raising money, you're not running your business. So, you choose. If you need that money, okay. But if you don't need the money, go increase sales. You need more money, increase sales.
If you have a great sales strategy for your SaaS business, or you have a marketing strategy for the same, and it's replicable, and you're already showing it's replicable, then you raise money to accelerate.
Welcome back, everybody. You are on the MeetFounders YouTube channel, and today we have a great group of active angel investors to help startups who are kind of looking for that first money in, or the first money after maybe your friends and family round. The panel talks about what they look for in a startup, and I think the biggest things that stood out to me were knowledge of sector, passion, and whether founders can actually pivot their company, or if they kind of get locked into ideas too easily. The second thing they talk about is when is the right time to actually raise capital. Is it the right time for you, or are you just kind of raising it just for that LinkedIn announcement or that Facebook announcement? I think often they see companies that just need to increase their sales, or just need to increase their team, their marketing team, or their business development team, rather than getting investment, because then they're going to have the same problems down the road if they haven't actually built a repeatable designed sales structure yet. So enjoy the panel. This was recorded at one of our MeetFounders conferences, which happen every month. So you can attend one of those and actually be part of one of these panels if you head to meetfounders.co. I hope to see you there.
Hello, everyone that's joining us. This is Angel Investment Insights. So as everyone can see here, we've got an unbelievable panel. And I'm kind of just going to start off with a question, open-ended. Anyone can go first. And just ask, so when you're considering investing in a founder, what things are you looking for?
The really obvious things are, passion, fire in their belly. And I think those things are really important. And when you meet an investor, a founder, you want them to be really engaged. I think a big one, though, for me, is just knowledge of the sector. I think is really, really important. I think if someone's going to start a business, they need to know that sector inside out. And I don't just mean kind of the product. I mean the landscape, the history, previous acquisitions. I want them to be completely engrossed in what they're doing, because I think if you don't live and breathe the kind of sector that you're trying to grow your business in, I think it's really difficult for you to do that.
I have to be able to look these guys in the eye, and I have to be able to assume that they are able to pivot, because particularly if you invest at an angel stage, that business is going to pivot almost 100% of the time. And so I have to say, most businesses that I've backed that have become really successful have all pivoted, and those that have gone bust, they haven't. When you invest at angel stage, it's so early that the business model is not 100%, the product isn't 100%. So for example, I've invested in a company that's now number 5 or 4 worldwide in app marketing. James may be familiar with them, called Jump. I've invested there as first money as an angel. They started off as a mobile games company, and when the CEO, after a year, realized that his biggest whale is his mother, then he then decided, okay, he needs to change tack, and he moved towards what he's doing now.
Ability to execute in general is important, and I think to the question about pivoting, you can tell how someone takes feedback And if they take it really personally, you can get a sense that they're really attached to the idea and less likely to adjust and adopt. Not always true, but you can just watch when you're speaking to someone. I think a lot of newer angels, when they speak to people, they try to be too friendly. And I'm not saying like grill them, but don't shy away from asking hard questions and see how people respond to it, how they take that on board, and whether or not they're willing to take it into consideration. And if they put up a brick wall, then they're going to have a difficult time when analytics metrics come in and aren't good. They're going to just keep trying to go with that same idea. But if they go, you know what, that's interesting, even if they say, I don't really know about that side of it, at least they're taking it on board and thinking, okay, well, maybe I might need to change this at some point. So first, ability to deliver, and then ability to take on feedback, and using that to kind of adjust, not necessarily if they'll pivot, but if they can change when things aren't going right.
One of the things I look for is co-founder or a team. So I'm not a big fan of somebody on their own and doing things on their own. So that's something. And what we're talking about here is humility and ego. Where is it at? Do they know their blind spots? Do they understand that they don't know everything, even if they know the industry very well, like James said? So for sure. And when they do have that team, how do they interact? Is it a lion and a bunch of cubs in the background, or are they sharing the work and the knowledge? How are they interacting?
Can I just add to Emmett's point? Because I think that's also, I think, one of the most important things when you're speaking to founders is understanding what their strengths and weaknesses are. Because, I mean, I've been through the mill. I've had very fortunate 3 companies and 3 amazing co-founders, because I know my weaknesses, and I know that you need someone else there who has those strengths in order to be really successful. It's, the CEO, if you're the founder, you shouldn't have to be the one to do absolutely everything. And if you can find a co-founder, I mean, I love seeing these co-founder roles on LinkedIn, that people are actively searching for co-founders. And I've had a few people inbox me saying, I want to build this thing. I need a CTO. I need a co-founder. And I'm like, brilliant. Let's go and find one for you, because you can't do everything. You might be commercial, but horrific on the output side. You might be very analytical or not analytical, and you need that skill within the business. So I think, Emmett, I just want to echo your point on kind of having a co-founder. I think it's not easy, but if you can find one, they say a problem shared is a problem halved and all that. And I do genuinely believe in that.
Fantastic. That's great insight, guys. So when would you say it's too early to seek investment?
I saw the question. I saw the question. You got 10 clients. Keep bootstrapping. Let those clients pay for you. Don't go to the VCs and give away equity. If you can move your business with clients, and so not until you need them, or a little bit before, because you want to, of course, dance with a few of them. If
you can bootstrap your business, then go for it. Don't be pulled into, I need to raise money. Raising money that you don't need is completely unnecessary. And if you've got a client base and you think that client base will grow, if you really need to accelerate that growth, then maybe you should look at it. But if you've got clients paying you money, then you're on the right track as far as I'm concerned.
I tell them all the time, if you're raising money, you're not running your business. So, you choose. If you need that money, okay. But if you don't need the money, go increase sales. You need more money, increase sales.
If you're going to raise money and you haven't got your sales strategy figured out yet, for example, that might not be the right idea until you haven't got that. So the idea is to raise money for that money to then act as a catalyst for example, for a sales model that now already is working on a small scale, and you just want to scale it up, but you already know how it works, right? If you have a great sales strategy for your SaaS business, or you have a marketing strategy for the same, and it's replicable, and you're already showing it's replicable, then you raise money to accelerate.
I think a lot of businesses probably don't need to raise money, in actual fact, if they actually just had a proper strategy in place, like you said.
In many cases, I think it's a question of validation. it's like, so hey, so I've raised money. It kind of validates me as a founder, regardless of whether it makes sense for my business necessarily or whatever. So I've just raised 100K, like, phew, now and I can feel good about it, like it's and that is not the right way to raise money, not for the right reason. That's for the wrong reason to raise money. And I see that so much. Like, people come to me and say, we need to raise money. Now I'm saying, well, really? Like, for what? Just to get that sort of feel that, yes, or to have that sort of financial cushion, which you don't really need because you're already sort of on the way to profitability or whatnot. It really has to be that sort of genuine reason, rather than validation.
Yeah, absolutely. But on just to add to that, you mentioned it before. Automation for me, I think, is one of the most important parts of a business, and I think hiring people metric that people look at, and it has become a mandatory metric. It's like, we need to hire more people, we need more people. How many people have you got? Oh, we've got 10, we've got 20, we've got 30, we've got 50, we've got 100 people. I mean, people are expensive, really expensive. The additional on costs of a human being in a business is like insane. I mean, it's really expensive. So anyone who's looking to grow their business, in addition to driving revenue and sales, I would really look hard at your efficiency as a business in line with revenue, because if you are massively inefficient, then you are just going to hemorrhage cash. You're going to just you're going to be raising more and more and more, and not enough businesses look at the efficiencies of the teams. It's the boring things, timesheets. No one likes a timesheet. They're a real pain in the ass. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't know what your people are doing, then you could have people sat there spending hours doing something that you could do in 5 minutes, and that could be the extra cash that you need for your sales team. I think those sorts of things are really important, as well as just immediately going for the raise. It's like, see if you can make the money elsewhere before you start giving parts of your business away.
Well, thank you so much, guys. It was great having you on and kind of hearing from you.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Good being on the panel with you.
Cheers. Thanks.
Appreciate it.